Do you see this card? That's an ace. But today, we will give it a new meaning. Today is the A of autism. Most people react in one of three different ways when I tell them I have an autistic brother. Oh, your brother is autistic. He must be very smart. Ah, your brother is sick. Is autism curable? Oh, your brother must be very lonely. He has problem with people, doesn't he? But none of these describes my brother. In fact, it's quite the opposite. My brother is very social. He has no talent for math and no exceptional memory. And he's in good health. So, since none of these describes my brother, I would like to give you a new perspective on autism. Autism is like playing a game with slightly different rules. Just as you can use a deck of cards to play many different games with different rules, people with autism don't play the game of life any less well. They just play it differently. And the rules of life that apply to the rest of us apply differently to them. To better understand autism, let me explain to you in simple terms. Autism is a spectrum disorder, which means that it appears in a range of forms and levels of severity. As I often say, there are as many types of autism as there are autistic people. So maybe you will ask yourself how to recognize it. Well, there are several signs to do so, such as delayed speech, highly emotional responses to changes in routine, repetitive behavior, or very specific interests. Maybe you will ask yourself, what causes autism? And that's a good question. Actually, I don't have the answer. We don't know what causes autism. What we do know instead is that genetic and environmental factors may have an impact on early brain development. That, my friends, is autism. Now, I will tell you what it's not. You probably know this series. Good Doctor, Atypical, The Big Bang Theory, my favorite one. These series do not depict the reality of autism. They show stereotypes, extraordinary memory, high mathematical ability, but they don't show the other side of the spectrum. The crises, the discrimination, the invisible part of autism. So, why are these preconceived notions so persistent in our society? Where do they come from? In my opinion, there are two main reasons for that. First, they are due to a media coverage of a single type of autism, Asperger's, as in the series we watch. Second, they are due to a lack of knowledge about it as a result of a lack of research on the subject. Now, I want to tell you more about my unique brother, Omar. Over the years, he has given me a lot. I've had good moments in everyday life, like watching movies or listening to music with him, seeing him dance and being happy. And that means a lot to me. And even though he's different, my brother also has passions, like you and me. For example, there is one passion in particular, a special one, is that he loves taking objects and making chains with them. It could be paper clips, marbles, a watch. Once, I will tell you a story. Once, he even stole one of my mother's bracelets to make his own. And I have to admit, the result was so impressive, I thought about selling it. So, on a more serious note, my brother allowed me to mature faster than kids of my age and to understand that the difference is something positive. Nonetheless, my brother's autism has had real consequences. It created a social isolation that led to seeing fewer and fewer people over time. And also a social uneasiness, because the gaze of others is so heavy, you know? You get the impression that everyone, and I say everyone, is judging your brother. Why? Because he's not behaving like everyone else. Today, I experience things differently. I understand that when people look at my brother, it's not always to judge him. It's often out of surprise. And people are often kinder than we might think. So, how to react when you see someone with autism? I've developed a simple method to do so. I call it the OAU method. Observe, analyze, understand. Observe, analyze, understand. Observe the person, analyze the situation, understand that this person is like you. So, let's say that tomorrow you meet someone with autism. How to react? First, observe this person. Try not to react too quickly. Take a step back. Second, analyze the situation by recognizing the signs of autism. And then, understand that this person is like you and has common points with you. That is the key. Understanding that an autistic person is like you because he's a human being. They may be different from you, but they were born like you. With time, as a little brother, well, I became the big brother. But the problem was, I didn't find individuals like me who experienced autism in their childhood. So, I thought about a solution to this problem. And this solution is very simple, actually. It's a discussion group. It's specifically designed for brothers and sisters of autistic people who want to meet people like themselves, to belong to a group where they feel comfortable and understood. This solution is Unitism, the first association to take action for young people living with autistic siblings. Thanks to this group, Leo, a 17-year-old student, was able to change his paradigm about autism and play the game of life by his own rules. Before, he was ashamed to talk about his brother's autism. And I have to admit, I was afraid to talk about it too. So, I said to him, "You know, Leo, people may admire you for having an autistic brother, and you will find that more people will respect you for that than judge you." These simple words changed everything. The next day, he had talked to his best friend about it. His friend was supportive and wanted to meet his brother. He told his friend at school, same reaction. He himself had preconceived ideas about non-autistic people and was surprised by their reaction. So maybe, we need to let go of our preconceptions, both of autistic people and non-autistic people. Perhaps we should treat people as they deserve. And we should expect from people to treat us as we deserve. Instead of expecting the worst, we should expect the best. You remember this card, right? The ace can have a different power depending on the game. It can be the strongest card or the weakest. In some games, it is worth 1 point. In others, 11. In our society, people with autism may have less power, indeed. But in my family, my brother has a lot more. So, if you really want to make a change, there are 2 things you can do right now. The next time you see someone who seems to have an autistic behavior, use the OAU method. Observe, analyze, understand. Then, if you know someone who's affected by autism, take them out for a snack. They will appreciate it. But don't expect them to be like Sean Murphy or Sheldon Cooper or like, in fact, anyone else. Expect them to be an individual, just as you are an individual. Expect them to play the game of life with different cards and different rules, but never treat them as if they were the Joker. Never forget that despite our differences, we are all human, and that's what unites us. So, the next time you meet someone, autistic or not, you will never lose if you treat them like an ace. Thank you.